All right, so today what we're doing is we're going to be tying up some stinger hooks for walleye jigging on the Detroit River. Finished product will look like this. This is a 15 pack. We go through several of these a trip, so I usually have, I don't know, I probably have about 100 to 125 stinger hooks that I have ready to go before the season starts. This here is a little jig that I made with my daughter to help tie them. So it's just a piece of wood, and we put some little rubber things on the bottom to help it keep from sliding. Two fixed pins. I think we glued these in with some hot melt glue, and then I got one that sits in the middle. It's basically just a holder, and you'll see what this little tool's for in a little bit. The distance that we have on these is about 2 3/4 inches from the outside of this post to the outside of this post. I've seen jigs like this where they make adjustable ones, but this particular length seems to fit perfect for anything that we've used on the river so far. So what we're going to need is we use Blood Run 10-pound fluorocarbon leader material, not fluorocarbon line, but leader material. It's supposed to be tougher than line, and we kind of want that for dragging on the bottom of who knows what we hit on the bottom of that Detroit River. We need hooks, so we use these VMC round bend size 8 treble hooks. There's 25 in a pack. These we get at Frank's Great Outdoors at the fishing show in Novi. They're $5.99 for 25. This particular line, same thing. I think we got it at Frank's Great Outdoors. This is 100 yards, 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. Fluorocarbon leader is quite a bit more expensive than line. This says $24.99. I think we did not pay $24.99. We probably paid somewhere between 18 and 20 bucks for it somehow. And then crimp sleeves. So I put them in this little container, but I believe these are size 1 crimp sleeves. If you're not sure what size to buy, look at what line you're using, because it depends. Some people like using 15-pound tests. Some people like using 8-pound tests. So the size of this line, the diameter of this line is 0.010. I know a size 1 crimp sleeve, when I look at someplace like Jan's Netcraft, it's 0.033. So you want the crimp sleeve to be a little bit bigger than twice the diameter of the line. So the way I tie these, I try not to waste a whole lot of line. I want to get a clean cut on here. So I'm going to start by taking the sleeve, and I'm going to put the line through the sleeve, and then I'm going to put it right back through the other way to create a loop. So you know you got the right size sleeves if it's a little bit hard to get that line back through there. And it is a little hard. All right, so basically we have a loop with our end here. You can see that. And the rest is still connected to that spool. I'm going to take a hook and just tie a regular, whatever your favorite knot is. Doesn't really matter. Some guys like to snell them, but to me that's too much work when you're doing 100 of these a year. Unless you're fast at it. All right. Cinch it down, we'll trim the tag in. I like leaving a little bit, maybe 1/8 of an inch sitting there. So now basically we have the crimp sleeve with a loop. One end's going to the hook, one end's going to the line. I'm going to take my loop and stick it on one of these nails, and then I'm going to pull this tight and get this line right up tight here. So Basically, we still have the line going to the spool. We have the hook on the nail. We have the other side on the other nail. And that's what these are. These are nails. I took a grinder and just ground these were, I think, finished nails. Ground the little end off so it's nice and smooth. It won't damage the line. So now I'm going to take this and just make one overhand knot. That's it. So it's going to create a loop, a line. And this knot that I'm tying is going to stop the line from going through that crimp sleeve. So here we have, see that? A loop, hook over the nail, and then we're going to just take this little nail and just slide this right down as close as we can to the crimp sleeve. I'm pulling it a little tight, but not too much. That's it. I'm just going to pull this out, tighten the knot. Now, if you have crimp sleeves that are a little bit loose, you can take pliers. Be careful because these sleeves are very, they're not that strong. You can smush them pretty easily. So you can just put just a little dinky crimp on there, not much. You want it to slide up and down. We're gonna snip this. Right, so here's our finished stinger hook. I'm gonna take this off of the so that's the way I keep them. I mean, the way they're designed, you stick them over. I have a hook laying around somewhere, probably not. Got a salmon spoon. If this was a jig, you would take it over, put it on the jig, pull it tight. Right? If you go to change it, just take it back off, put it on another jig. So I'll do one more real quick. All right, so we'll get a sleeve. Run my leader through. Back through, so we got the loop, sleeve, one end run into my hand, one end run into the line. Get a VMC hook. Use your favorite knot. Trim. Stick it on the jig, tie an overhand knot. And that is number 2. So I've got 13 more of these to do, and I am done for 2020. It's pretty easy, pretty cost effective. I mean, the most expensive part is this line, and when you're talking 100 yards, that's 300 feet. You can tie a lot of stinger hooks with 300 feet of leader. So crimp sleeves are very cost effective, and obviously we already said the hooks 25 for $6. So that's how I tie our stinger hooks.